I moved into my apartment complex 2 years ago. It's nothing special, just an old building with a shared basement for storage and laundry. The basement is always cold even in summer, and the lights take a few seconds to flicker on after you enter. The walls are lined with old wooden cellar doors, some locked, some left slightly ajar, leading to private storage spaces. The first time I saw her, I was doing laundry late at night. The moment I stepped into the hallway, I felt like I wasn't alone. As I waited for the dim light to flicker on, I caught a glimpse of someone, moving at the far end of the hall. A woman, just barely visible, slipping behind one of the cellar doors. My breath caught in my throat, but when I turned to look, the door was completely shut. I told myself it was just my imagination. Maybe another tenant, trying not to be seen. But something about the way she moved, how unnaturally fast and quiet she was, left me unsettled. I tried to forget about it, but the more time I spent in that basement, the more I noticed her. She was always just out of sight. Sometimes I'd catch a glimpse of her, ducking into the laundry room as I entered, disappearing behind a wall. Other times, I'd hear footsteps retreating down the hallway, but when I turned, there was no one there. I started expecting her. She never spoke, never made a sound except for those fleeting footsteps. I convinced myself she was just shy. Maybe had some kind of social anxiety. I decided that the polite thing to do was ignore her, to let her hide, but deep down, something about her unsettled me. One night I came down to check on my laundry and found something strange. A washing machine was running, full of someone's clothes, but no one was there. As I leaned over to check my own load, I heard it, soft, controlled breathing. I turned my head slowly, just in time to see a figure crouching behind the washing machines. She was there, huddled down, completely still. Her long hair covered most of her face, but I could feel her staring at me, my stomach twisted. I quickly gathered my things and left, trying to act like I hadn't seen her. That was the last time I tried to ignore her presence. A few weeks later, I found a set of keys in the garage and decided to post a note at the entrance of the building. The complex shared a basement with the building next door, so I figured I'd leave another note there just in case. When I entered the basement hallway, I saw her again. This time she didn't move away. She just stood at the far end, watching me. Then, just as quickly, she slipped behind a door. I hesitated but continued forward. As I reached the stairwell, I felt the air shift. The lights were slow to come on, and the moment they did, my heart nearly stopped. She was standing behind the door, completely still, hidden just enough so that I could barely see her face through the crack. I didn't move, neither did she. The door was open just enough for her to see me, just enough for me to see the glint of her eyes, wide and unblinking in the darkness. I turned and left, forcing myself to walk, not run. That was 3 nights ago. Now, every time I pass the basement door, I feel it. The weight of her stare, the waiting. I don't know who she is, but I know she's still down there.